नमस्कार, मैं हूं आपके साथ गौरव राजेंद्र। बुलेटिन की शुरुआत करते हैं। सीएम योगी आदित्यनाथ रविवार को अपने एक दिवसीय अलीगढ़ दौरे पर पहुंचे। उन्होंने कलेक्ट्रेट सभागार में अलीगढ़ मंडल के चारों जिलों अलीगढ़, हाथरस, एटा और कासगंज के जनप्रतिनिधियों और बीजेपी पदाधिकारियों के साथ समीक्षा बैठक की। इस बैठक का मुख्य केंद्र बिंदु रहा विशेष गहन एसआईआर, जिसके प्रति मुख्यमंत्री ने गंभीरता और सख्ती दोनों का संकेत दिया। बूथों पर पहुंचकर 100% गणना प्रपत्र भरवाएं। जनप्रतिनिधि मुख्यमंत्री ने निर्देश दिए कि जहां सभी जनप्रतिनिधि और पार्टी पदाधिकारी बूथ स्तर पर पहुंचकर 100% मतदाताओं के गणना प्रपत्र भरवाने का कार्य सुनिश्चित करें। साथ ही मुख्यमंत्री योगी ने कहा कि मतदाता सूची लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था की बुनियाद है। उधर मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ ने रविवार को अपने सरकारी आवास 5 कालिदास मार्ग लखनऊ में सशस्त्र सेना झंडा दिवस के अवसर पर फ्लैग पिन और स्मारिका का विमोचन किया। यह दिवस देश की रक्षा में शहीद हुए वीर जवानों और उनके परिवारों के कल्याण और सम्मान के प्रति राष्ट्र की प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाता है। उत्तर प्रदेश के सीएम योगी आदित्यनाथ उत्तराखंड के पौड़ी गढ़वाल पहुंचे, जहां सीएम योगी ने कोटद्वार स्थित सिद्धबली बाबा धाम में पूजा की। बता दें कि विधायक दिलीप सिंह रावत ने सीएम योगी का स्वागत किया। इस दौरान मंदिर समिति की ओर से उन्हें स्मृति चिन्ह भेंट किया गया और इसके बाद वे गाड़ी घाट में अपनी बड़ी बहन कौशल्या देवी के आवास पर पहुंचे। सीएम योगी ने अपने जीजा के निधन को लेकर अपनी बहन को और शोकाकुल परिवार को सांत्वना दी और दुख की इस घड़ी में उनके साथ खड़े रहने का आश्वासन दिया। उधर दिल्ली में अमूर्त सांस्कृतिक विरासत की सुरक्षा के लिए यूनेस्को आईसीएम के 20वें सत्र का आयोजन किया गया, जिसका उद्घाटन केंद्रीय मंत्री डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर ने किया। कार्यक्रम में केंद्रीय मंत्री गजेंद्र सिंह शेखावत ने भी शिरकत की और इस मौके पर विदेश मंत्री एस जयशंकर और गजेंद्र सिंह शेखावत ने संबोधित किया।
श्री गजेंद्र सिंह शेखावत जी, यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ कल्चर, श्रीमती रेखा गुप्ता जी, चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ दिल्ली, मिस्टर खालिद अहमद एल-एनानी, डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ यूनेस्को, सेक्रेटरी विवेक अग्रवाल, Ambassador Vishal Sharma, Chairperson Sandhya Purecha, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, good evening. I join you all today in welcoming this gathering at the inaugural event of the UNESCO Intergovernmental Committee for Safeguarding Intangible Heritage. It is fitting that you are assembled in India, which has so much to contribute to the world in regard to such heritage. As a founding member, India has actively advanced UNESCO's objectives of promoting global peace and understanding through deeper cooperation in education, science and culture. In each of these domains, humankind has benefited from the legacy of its forebears. As we forge ahead in the shared quest for progress and prosperity, it is essential that we nurture this inheritance, build on it, and pass it on to future generations. UNESCO's role in heritage preservation is particularly important and one that has been long recognized by India. We have contributed to its endeavors while drawing strength from its best practices. Besides being home to many UNESCO World Heritage Sites, India has itself undertaken many preservation and conservation projects across the world. A key dimension of that engagement is preservation of intangible heritage. In doing so, we acknowledge that traditions, languages, rituals, music, craftsmanship, festivals and performing arts are invaluable aspects of human inheritance. In many ways, they are the most democratic expression of culture, owned by all, guarded by many, and enriched by each generation. Our ambassador to UNESCO has spoken about our commitment to the 2003 Convention on Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage. With multiple elements on the representative list, we are celebrating our weavers, storytellers, healers, dancers, and artisans, whose lives are the actual repositories of human continuity. The addition of the Bhagavad Gita and Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra to the UNESCO memory of the World International Register is truly notable. That Lucknow has recently joined Hyderabad as a UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy has also been widely appreciated in this country. Each recognition of intangible heritage has ripples well beyond the immediate decision. Your work, I want to tell you, your work not only evokes cultural pride and strengthens tradition, but impacts lives and livelihoods as well. Delegates, colleagues, friends, the world is a fundamentally pluralistic landscape. A landscape whose richness lies in its diversity and its intricacy. Far from being flat, it has a vast range of specificities and characteristics. It has creativity that are central to its identity, pride, and history. What humankind has generated over the centuries will only be fully appreciated when that heritage is carefully nurtured. Challenges in that regard arise when efforts are made to dominate, to sideline, to dismiss, or even to erode. In the intangible domain that can take the form of cultural assertions which fly in the face of mutual respect and mutual appreciation. The last few centuries have actually witnessed that vividly, and many societies still bear the scars of that era. But as decolonization took place and the world began returning to its natural diversity, political and economic rebalancing started to unfold. Voices across geographies that were suppressed found expression again. But that process will remain incomplete until there is also cultural rebalancing. This means the safeguarding and even revival of intangible heritage at home while simultaneously promoting awareness and respect internationally. The Global South, understandably, deserves special attention in this context. As a civilizational state itself, India is particularly sensitive to such concerns. Our own efforts in that regard have intensified over the last decade. There is a much deeper commitment to the observance of traditions, to celebrations of festivals, to expressions of faith and beliefs, and to support for arts and craftsmanship. We can see this from the mammoth gatherings at the Kumbh Mela and the vividness of Durga Puja to the promotion of one district, one product, or for that matter, the encouragement extended to the Vishwakarma artisans. Or indeed, when technology is applied for cultural purposes, underlining that tradition and technology march hand in hand. It is evident as well when our heritage travels out to other nations and other societies. And when conservation projects are undertaken, as in our case in the extended neighborhood. As a foreign minister, I am truly proud that our diplomatic efforts have a notable place for tangible and intangible heritage protection and conservation as part of our diplomacy. Friends, the world is indeed becoming more multipolar, which makes a compelling case for deeper multilateralism. Collectively, we can only prosper through mutual respect and mutual understanding, and when we think of the world as a family. The UNESCO, which is at the forefront of multilateralism, makes an invaluable contribution in that regard, and its commitment to safeguard intangible heritage is an important facet of that. I join my colleagues in welcoming you all to Delhi, to India, and I wish you a very productive deliberation. Thank you.
Minister of External Affairs, Shri S. Jaishankar ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, Srimati Rekha Gupta ji, Director General UNESCO, Honorable Khalid Al Inani, His Excellency Vishal V. Sharma, Ambassador and Permanent Representative of India to UNESCO, Secretary Culture Shri Vivek Agrawal ji, Chairperson Sangeet Natak Academy Sandhya Purecha ji, distinguished delegates, esteemed colleagues, respected custodians and tradition bearers from across the world, members of diplomatic corps, scholars, practitioners, cultural activists and dear friends. Namaskar and a very good evening to all of you. It is my profound honor to welcome you all to India, the land called Bharat. We meet today within the historic ramparts of the Red Fort, walls that have witnessed centuries of change, yet remain living witnesses to the continuity of our cultural life. Hosting this 20th session of UNESCO Intergovernmental Meeting is not just a matter of pride. It is a reminder that our living traditions echo through our past and shape our shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, when most people hear the word heritage, they picture monuments, archives, or museum cases. But Bharat has always believed that cultural heritage is far more not confined to stones or manuscripts, but alive, vibrant, and deeply intangible. It lives in people's voice, in gestures, in recipes, in ceremonies, and in craft know-how, passed from one generation to another. It is the lullaby sung by the mother, the artisan's unique way of shaping a pot, the seasonal festival that brings an entire village together. This meeting reinforces the sacred responsibility we all share to protect these living traditions, so future generations may inherit not only the wealth of the world, but also the traditional wisdom of the world. Our traditions are not relics of the past. They are guiding lights of the future. They teach us balance, sustainability, and reverence for all life. They remind us that humanity flourishes when rooted in harmony and empathy. In India we say, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. The word is one family. This is not just a mere slogan. It is the cornerstone of our civilizational ethos. For thousands of years, India has welcomed ideas, cultures, and people from every corner of the world, embracing them and enriching them. That is why hosting this meeting is not merely an administrative event. It is a gateway for dialogue between civilizations, a dialogue the world needs now more than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, numbers do not replace stories, but they help us understand scale and urgency. UNESCO list today recognizes 788 elements of living traditions from 150 countries around the world. India has 15 elements inscribed on UNESCO's representative list, spanning rituals, performing arts, festivals, craft traditions, and knowledge systems. This is a testament of India's plural, vibrant, and cultural life. Beyond intangible heritage, India's material heritage also continues to grow in global recognition. With new properties added to the World Heritage List in recent sessions, this strengthens conservation-linked livelihood and cultural tourism, creating sustainable futures for practitioners and the communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important lesson from our decades of work is simple. Communities are the primary custodians. Policy must support them with space, resources, and incentives to document, transmit, and practice their traditions. In India, community archiving, craft revival programs, and education modules in local schools have rebuilt pride, strengthened livelihood, and connected artisans to new markets. The most effective program combined documentation, master apprentice training, market access, and social security. Such programs do not freeze traditions into museum pieces. They help them evolve while protecting dignity and critical knowledge. Dear friends, for living heritage to survive, it must be transmitted. Our youth must see value, cultural, emotional, and economic in practicing these traditions. Integrating intangible heritage into school curricula, vocational training, and digital outreach creates pathways for young practitioners and future custodians. We must ensure accessibility for youth while preserving authenticity and community consent. Fellowship, internships, and digital repositories can help strike this. Ladies and gentlemen, technology is a powerful ally when used wisely. Digital archives, 3D documentations, mobile language apps, e-commerce for handicrafts, these can protect and amplify fragile knowledge systems. But technology must not displace human relationships. Digital tools must complement community-led governance and legal protections for cultural and intellectual property. India's digital heritage mapping and craft marketplace models have enhanced income and access while keeping communities at the center of decision making. Friends, intangible heritage does not recognize borders. Many traditions are shared across regions and civilizations. This makes international cooperation not optional but essential. UNESCO provides recognition, but real safeguarding happens through collaboration among states, local governments, NGOs, and the communities. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji reminds us the biggest jewel of our identity is our heritage, and we shall be proud of it. This conviction must guide global policy through inclusive protection, capacity building grants, and community-led platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather within these iconic sandstone walls, let us remember empires rose and fell here. Revolutions were born here. A nation awakened here. But what endures is not the power of rulers. It is the resilience of Bharatiya Sanskriti and the spirit of our people. Let us adopt practical, achievable pledges. Empower communities, for they are the true guardians. Encourage collaborations. Culture thrives when it is shared. Invest in youth to build cultural confidence and nurture future custodians. Embrace innovation. Use technology to preserve knowledge without losing its soul. Friends, the work before us is urgent, but deeply inspiring. Climate stress, displacement, and social fragmentation put pressure on fragile cultural systems. Yet new tools and renewed global attention gives us a great hope. Our task is to ensure that intangible heritage remains alive, relevant, and empowering. Let us protect these traditions not as museum artifacts, but as living solutions, sources of resilience, community strength, ecological wisdom, and human creativity. May this gathering at the Red Fort mark a renewed global commitment to lift community voices, to pass knowledge to our youth, and to use every tool available to safeguard humanity's intangible treasures. On behalf of the people of India, I thank you for your presence, for your partnership, and for your commitment, and I wish a great success for this 20th session. Again, I welcome you all, and I wish that this stay for this session of all of you is going to be a permanent memory into your heart and into your mind.
बुलेटिन में मेरे साथ इतना ही, पर अब वक्त हो चला है डॉक्टर राकेश गुप्ता के साथ हमारे खास कार्यक्रम प्लस माइनस का।